Jermaine, what helped you really get it going tonight?
just playing, within the offense. I think our team is doing such a great job. We know guys are finding each other. I think we find a formula, and that's the formula that coach has really installed in us. Play unselfish basketball, play tough on the defensive end, and help each other. And that's just kind of just collectively, it's just kind of spilling over to the offensive end. But this team is making a lot of great strides. They're playing great defense. Obviously, defensively, we've held teams in a low percentage over the last 10, 11 games, and we feel like we're going to hit our stride. Obviously, the season hasn't gone the way that we wanted it to go so far, but it's a lot of time left, and I think we're doing the necessary things to put ourselves in a good position come the second half of the season.
Jermaine, what about your? I know it's a team game, but just your stride. How do you feel?
I look at it like this. Everybody talks about what people do individually. You can't do what you do without your teammates. Without your teammates putting you in a great position. Without your coach, drawing up plays and putting you in your comfort zone. And that's really what I'm doing. I'm just playing, being a part of a system and playing with some great teammates who's been very, very unselfish. And as far as the rhythm making shots, I'm starting to feel like I felt in Indiana. Just I knew it was going to be a process, and I felt this way before the situation with my knee and with the flagrant foul, and then kind of lost it. And now I'm starting to feel it again. I know where my sweet spots are. As far as being able to get to the basket, pretty easy.
It's not like you had to demand the ball because they were calling stuff for you tonight. Jay said he had to go deep into the playbooks at times to find ways to get you the ball because they were cutting other stuff off.
Yeah, coaches did a great job. From the time he's taken over the job, he even went back and they've kind of took some plays from my Indiana days, and that's the cross screens where you see me coming from one side of the floor to the other, and that's why I'm very, very effective. When I'm kind of just sitting there and not being moved around, that's when it's hard to really get going. And I think we're doing it not only has he taken those plays from my Indiana days, but he's orchestrated it in a manner where if I'm not open, then other guys are going to be open. It's more than one, just one option. So I tipped my hats off to him, and I felt bad for him, because he was kind of thrown into the fire, and we had very little practice time to kind of do what he's been wanting us to do. But he's doing a great job.
Are you surprised, Jermaine, you didn't see more double teams once you got going?
Well, it's hard to double team our team. With Chris and myself and Jose and Anthony Parker.
But you're not surprised you didn't say, hey, you know what, Jermaine, you're beating us up. Let somebody else try.
Well, I think they do know. I've been in the league quite a bit. I'm very unselfish, and I will pass the ball. That's one thing that teams recognize, and when we go over our scout reports, we know who likes to pass the ball and who doesn't. And when you have shooters like we have on our team, teams tend to be a little bit tentative with sending them a double, and I think they might have doubled maybe once or twice. And the key too is to take away the double is catch it deep, and make a quick move, and there's no way that the defense can get there.
Your jump shot game, that sort of that fade, that little thing on the baseline, isn't more timing jump shooting game than a lot of other players? Take you longer to get that timing perfect?
I think just my game in general, just feeling, because I can score from so many different ways, and pretty much in the last 4 or 5 games I've really shown that, I can score from the elbows, score from, the baseline, right shoulder, left shoulder, both hands, and it's really just coming down to rhythm. I just really haven't been able to get that rhythm, and I didn't play as much as I wanted to play in the preseason. And kind of struggling at the beginning of the season, and the game was a lot faster than I thought it would be. Especially being out, the 47 games last year, and it took me a while to kind of get the rhythm. But again, my success, my short success that I've had, the last, couple of weeks has been basically based off my teammates. I don't, it's good to get numbers, but it's better to win, and it's better, to get everybody else involved.
How much are you looking forward to tomorrow night?
Because it's my, that was my first love. Those people, the fans out there has been great. I've been fortunate enough to play in 3 outstanding cities, who showed me a lot of different things. I think playing in Portland was kind of like the people that kind of mixed the batter and got the cake ready, and going to Indiana where they just kind of just put the icing on the cake, and come into a city like Toronto, who's really made me feel really good about the transition. And then people really understanding the transition that I had to make, coming off of the injury and trying to fit in at a position that's really not my position. You know, the 5, I'm not a center. You know, I'm a power forward. And people just really being patient, because not one time, even through our struggles, I've been out of my house and people haven't just made me feel right at home in Toronto. So, you know, getting back to a city like Toronto, who, you know, where it originally originated, you know, I feel good about it.
Is coming back in Portland? You talk to the support the team.
Oh, absolutely. They have a great core of young guys. The key is, can they keep them all together? You know,
even the fans sort of got sour on that team.
Oh, absolutely.
There, but you can sense it now.
Oh yeah. They support that team. You know, I've called a couple games. I've been knowing Greg Oden since his freshman sophomore days in Indianapolis. A lot of people don't know that. You know, I've talked to him quite a bit, you know, through his high school years, and you know, get an opportunity to watch those guys and see his development, and you know, watching Aldridge and those guys play. I mean, they play hard. They play together. It's one of the most unselfish young teams I've ever seen in my life. You know, normally you don't get that. You know, when you talk about dealing with lottery picks and, you know, guys that want to, you know, create something with their career, but you know, you got to tip your hat off to, you know, to their coach. And you know, Nate did a great job with those guys.
And the fans, it's a city that probably gets as good fan support when the team's going well as any city in the league.
I've never really seen, you know, a city like, because it's only one sport team, and those people really support their team. I was there when it was really rolling, you know, so I had the opportunity to be a part of that Blazer mania, and those fans out there are great. You know, I think it's a couple cities in pro basketball that's up there, and you know, obviously Toronto, you know, with the support that they've had, and the Blazers, you know, those two of the top cities as far as, you know, attendance and as far as getting behind their teams.